I just, all right, we are live. What is up, everybody? Welcome to our first episode of Calling All Bowlers. I am here with Miss Brittany Charles. How you doing, Brittany?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing fantastic.
Awesome.
I see you getting everything set up. You got your TikTok on your end?
Yep, I am live right now. So we'll see awesome. What kind of fun we can have for sure. Okay. Absolutely.
Well, why don't you tell everybody out here? I mean, obviously, my people in Alabama watching, your people in Utah. We're kind of going to learn something between the two states here.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little about yourself.
So I am 34. I'm a mom of 3. I have a boy and twin girls who are 5 and 9. I've been bowling for about a combined total of about 5 years altogether. 2 of those being about 14, 15 years ago for college, actually. So I bowled for Weber State University here in Utah for about 2 years, 2 seasons. And then I quit to go, get married, have kids, live life, and then now I am back at it now in my 2nd year after that long break. So I'm back at it and full time and relearning a lot.
Okay. So you said you started back up full time. What was it? 2 years ago?
2 years ago. Yep. 2022 is when I picked up a bowling ball again more consistently than I, for fun. So.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Do you got a favorite type of bowling ball you're using right now, or past or present, either way?
Probably right now I would consider them about a tie for my benchmark balls. I use my Roto Grip Duo and my Global 900 Eternity more often than not. My Duo, though, I don't have it as its normal cover stock. I actually put surface on mine to give it a little bit more teeth because I really liked the shape of the ball, but it was more skiddy than rolly for me. And with how slow and how low of a rev rate I have, more surface for me works. So I threw some surface on there. It's a lot more controllable. So between that and my Eternity are where my little sweet spots are. So
I'm surprised you didn't throw a phase 2 in there because
I don't have one.
Wow, you don't have a phase 2?
I do not have one. Victor, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't have one. It's on my list of balls to get, along with the new Idol, probably the new Optimum Idol, and probably maybe a Summit Peak down the road as of right now. But who knows what's coming out in the next,
You should get you should try a Hammer Effect. I love that ball. I mean, you had this discussion. We've had this discussion previously. I mean, obviously, you being in Utah, that is very Storm Central, which that's.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm about 45 minutes away from Storm headquarters. And surprisingly, I've never been.
Yeah.
I've never been. I've never been. I have, I see the guys who do all the tours and everything all the time consistently. And I always, after I'm done talking to them, I'm like, gosh, dang it, I should ask them next time if I can come and take a tour. And then I never remember.
Never remember. No, when Ebonite was still Ebonite, before I started working for Bowling World back in 2007, I paid for a 5-day seminar course up in Columbia, Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy that was teaching us, he actually drove us up to Hopkinsville, and we got the tour of the plant and everything. Obviously, Brunswick brought them out in 2019, but I can tell you this, the way that it smelled in there, if you had a cold, you came out of that building.
Probably clear your sinuses.
Oh, and absolutely. I felt like my head was a balloon and my body was like a string, and it was just like, wow. So God bless those people that
Contact
that
highs, man. Secondhand highs. I love it.
like God bless those people that know that are used to that, that running the manufacturers that are putting the bowling balls together. So
right, I think that's why they do that job, so that they can have that fun party time.
A legal high, right?
Right. It's the only legal way to do it.
Right. Well, okay. Let me ask you this, Britt. For anybody watching here in Bama, tell us something about Utah we don't know about.
People forget every year how to drive in the snow.
Okay. Well, no, I mean like the landscape. Like a buddy of mine, he takes a vacation every once or twice a year to Utah.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. We have the mountains and everything. We have some of probably the best hiking trails. We're known for the greatest snow on earth. Right. And so during the winter, it's great because you've got the skiing and everything, but during the summer and stuff like that, they open those trails for like mountain biking and things like that as well. So you get to experience still that gorgeousness, in all those seasons. Further south you go, you've got St. George and you've got Zion's National Zion's National Park and things like that. So you've got the Red Rocks, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And we have all 4 seasons. So it's not, and sometimes in all 4 in one day.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. That's in Bama.
I mean,
No, last night, it was nighttime. It was like 40, 41 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And then like a week ago, it was in the 70s. And now at the end of the week, it's going to be in the 80s. So yeah, we get that kind of weather treatment too. So I totally get you there.
All the time.
It's like, you go out there one day and I'm wearing my beanie or my hat or whatever. It's like, if it's cold, I'm wearing my beanie and I'm expecting it to be cold. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, it's 70 today. All right, no need for that.
Right. Absolutely. Well, absolutely. Hey, everybody. Hi.
Yeah. I'm watching your feed too, just in case something comes up.
I know. I was like, you've got to watch for questions too, because I'm looking at you and not looking at them.
Yeah, so you're going back and forth. That's fine.
I'm like, fine. Where do I look?
I agree with that guy that made the comment. MVS Iconic Rouge. She said, just come to Florida already.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
Move.
Totally agree. I haven't been to Florida since 2019, so everything I've done, it's been a while since pre-COVID and all that.
Right. Absolutely.
So look, here's a good question for you. So, shutdown happens in 2020. How did you handle not being able to go bowling, or was that you said you didn't go to 2022? So I guess that's kind of irrelevant.
I that's where I started. Actually, I started work because I was a stay-at-home mom at the very beginning of all of that. So I had my twins in 2019, in June of 2019, and then about 6 months is about when all the stuff started happening. And so I was already a stay-at-home mom, so I didn't really have to worry too much about it. And then I got a job. And I started working in the healthcare profession. I'm a medical coder and biller for a chiropractic office here in Ogden. I've been doing that for about 3 years now. And it was funny. They actually got extremely busy during COVID. Their business actually took off.
Oh yeah.
During COVID. They were getting busier and busier and busier during that time. So I kind of missed the whole how everything was running during that time. I've seen videos of people posting with the plastic guards in between the lanes and during tournaments and stuff. I don't envy any of you who bowled during that time. I'm I don't even, is that where the 2-lane courtesy thing came from?
I mean, honestly, that might be the case, but I could tell you, when we opened back up in June, some of our leagues finished their schedules, and one of them was my Wednesday night league. And what was so bad about it is whoever we were facing. So if you had 12, I think we had 12 teams on the league. So if we were scheduled to be on 19 and 20, if we were the team on the left lane, we got to bowl 19. But if we were on 20, we had to bowl on 21 and 22 by ourselves because of social distancing and all that. And it was a lot of people were coming back, and they were like, "This is just really stupid." We had the mask mandates in effect, and it was a weird time. And
yeah,
I can tell you this: the first time, like when I went back into the center when it reopened, I was literally one stepping for like 2 games just to get my body back into it because everything hurt.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. So
I'm sure. I mean, I can imagine. I mean, I went through kind of the same thing when I came back to bowling. I was actually in the peak or like the prime of my actual weight loss journey. I was, when I started back to bowling, I was already losing weight at that time, but I was still extremely, extremely unhealthy. And so I feel, like as I was losing weight and everything, I was like noticing all these aches and pains, and I'm like, how am I supposed to bowl when I hurt so bad?
Well, I mean, I probably need to lose some weight myself, but I like food too much. So
I'm a fat kid. I'm a fat kid at heart all the way. I love food. I love food. I love food. Food just loves me a little too much.
Me too.
So, there's definitely a balance. Like it's like a cat relationship, right? It's like the cat wants you until it doesn't want you. I'm the cat when it comes to the food. The food always wants me, but I'm like, nah.
So did I understand this right? You're working in the bowling center part-time too?
I am. Yeah, I do. I work at a bowling alley in Roy, Spare Time Lanes. I've been working there since about October. So I work through desk. I work the front desk, so I get to see all the league bowlers and get them all set up and everything. And it's awesome because I get free practice as well, which has also been helping a ton. Right. I've been, been able to work some kinks out of my game and slowly creeping up the scoreboards for sure. I'm trying to.
You say you're working the front counter?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I'm kind of diving back into the back every once in a while. Like I've been learning a couple of things on the machines themselves, but I'm definitely not a lane monkey. I'm not a lane monkey. No. I'm the cute, sassy, snarky girl at the front. That's my job. That's my job title.
Right. Well, just a quick note to everybody watching, if you got any questions here on YouTube or Facebook, you want to ask Brittani.
Or even TikTok. Anybody who's watching, and share the lives. Share the live. We want to play. We want to have some questions.
You're right. No, I see your buddy here. He commented again. He said, ibuprofen is my friend for bowling. The knees are bad, wrist and hand always hurt. Brother, yes. I completely agree.
Absolutely.
So check this out. Last season, at the season end, our Monday Night League, we won our 4th consecutive league title in a row.
Oh yeah.
And and my buddy Kyle, my teammate, he was having some really bad wrist issues, and I can't really. Again, I'm not a medical expert by any means, but he had something of I think it was like abnormal bone, something to do with his wrist bone. And they had to, and he bowled through our roll off with this issue. It had been bothering him all season. So we got through, and he actually that night of the roll off in the first round, he shot 300, and we made it through. We ended up winning, and immediately 6 days later, he had his surgery, and we thought, okay, he's going to be out for 6 months.
Right.
And about a month and a half later, he comes in and he asked my buddy Wes, who's the general manager of the center I'm at, AMF Penn Palace Lanes.
Mm-hmm.
If he could, take an 8-pound house ball, and I ended up fitting him conventional, and I plugged it and refilled it for his hand. And I was like, I don't know what you're thinking, man. Like, have you even been cleared? He was like, well, the doctor said, like calisthenics if I feel like it. And I'm like, dude,
right.
let's exert some caution here, buddy. And he literally come out there 2 days later after I did that for him, and he started rolling an 8-pound house ball trying to work his wrist. And I was like, Kyle, you're crazy, man. And He's like, well, I'm feeling okay. So, and then what got me scared is he ended up like literally 2 months. He was back to 15 pounds in 2 months when he thought he was going to be out 6.
Oh, jeez.
And about mid-July happened, and all of a sudden my wrist started giving me flare-ups. And
Yeah.
first thing I thought was, don't tell me I've got the same problem as my teammate. So I finally, and again, I'm not a fan of doctors or anything, and I finally was just like, something's got to be done.
Yeah.
I go, and they take an X-ray, and the doctor looks and shows me the X-ray, and there's like this little white puff cloud in my wrist, and there he says, well, that's where your arthritis is. And I was like, oh, really? And he goes, yeah. He says, let me see your hand. He literally took his thumb and he pressed right down on the spot. And I was like, I thought I was going to come unhinged.
Yeah. You were like, I felt my soul leave my body. Like,
yep. But I was relieved that that's all it was, because it was like, I can't be having surgery at this point because, again, lack of health insurance and just lack of medical resources in that regard. So he prescribed me, like I said, your buddy here said, yeah, I know, Matt, you're listening. I hear you.
Yeah. I was like, I was getting ready. I was like, Matt wanted me to say hi.
But we hit, he prescribed me 800 milligram ibuprofen 3 times a day. And I was like, are you serious? Because I was like taking Advil, like I was taking 5 of them just to bowl. And I was like, dude, that's 1,000. He's like, no, you'll be fine. And I did. And I was grateful. But 3 refills later, and the nurse was like, you're going to have to start taking over the counter. I was like, but this stuff's working.
Right? You're like, I don't want to have to like flood my system with the smaller stuff in order to even touch it. Like,
but it's been relatively, I started the year at 14 pounds and I was averaging 2.0 or whatever. And I was like, bump this. I'm going back up to 15 and I'm going to go till it goes. And
yeah,
I've been doing
right. Right. So. That's kind of how I am too. I was like, if it goes, it's time to go.
Right.
I'm going to go out with a blazing glory. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I'm not giving it up.
It's going to be what it's going to be. You're absolutely right.
Absolutely. I have a compression fracture in my spine and I still bowl. And my boss, because, like I said, I work for a chiropractic office, and he goes, are you ever going to retire? You going to do it? Are you going to finally do it? Are you tired of being adjusted 3 times a week? And I'm like, are you tired of adjusting me 3 times a week? Is that what you're saying? Like, I'm keeping your skills sharp, my friend. Like, giving you daily practice pretty much just to keep me mobile.
Are they wanting you to have surgery, or he just want to keep on?
I mean, it's not, I don't need a fusion or anything. Like, it's just, I definitely am very more aware of what my body is telling me. So between Sunday and today, today will be games 11, 12, and 13 in 3 days.
Right.
I'm very tired. Very tired. I'm very sore. I look forward to the rest of my week when I don't bowl, when I go back to back days like this.
Oh, you're bowling 3 nights in a row right now?
Well, I don't. I bowl 2 nights a week for leagues. But Sunday was a tournament. I bowled a tournament on Sunday. And then, Matt, be nice to me, butthead. So I bowled a tournament on Sunday. So I did 3 games of qualifying, and then I went 1 more round through the eliminator. And then I ended up bowling with a buddy of mine a new teammate of mine, actually, for Tuesdays. A new teammate of mine ended up practicing with him for a little bit. So I ended up doing another 3 games then, and then league last night, and then league tonight. So, which I'll actually be live streaming again as well at 6:30 p.m. tonight. Yep.
Okay. Awesome. So let's go into this. Speaking of league, I know me and you talked recently through TikTok. You are taking over your first league.
I am. Yes. So it's a house run league. Yes. My time, Matt. So 6:30 p.m. my time, Mountain Standard Time. I am taking over a league that has had a couple issues in the past. It's a house run league. And so there's a couple of trust issues, but I'm excited for the opportunity. It's something that I haven't done before. I have 16 teams, so it's a half house league, unfortunately. Because I like the full house leagues. I like when all the machines are going, right? Like I love that. I love that sound. We have we're a 32 lane house. So having all 32 lanes going, is just, it's great. It's tingles in the ears. But so we're a half house league for the summer. So I have 16 teams. This will be the second week. It'll go until August 13th is the fun night. So I'll be live streaming every week at the same time every week. So we'll get some footage. We'll have some fun. We'll have some laughs, and it'll be great.
So here's a question for you, for anybody inspiring to start out on whatever platform they want to, because, this whole name of mine, maybe me and you've talked about it. If not, I can explain it. But this idea of mine came off of absolute stupidity.
I remember you telling me the story, but it's so good. You have to tell everybody else, because I'm excited for the holidays ideas.
Yeah.
I want the whole collection.
Well, here's the thing. So, again, it's I see Matt Clayton. He just commented on our Facebook Live. So, no, so 2021. God, it's amazing to think that this has been almost 3 years ago now. But so, do you remember a bowling ball called the Damn Good Verge?
I know the name, but it was during I know the name, but I have actually never seen one myself, but I do know the name.
All right. Well, it was a DV8 ball, and that was their that was, I think, their upper mid performance ball at the time. Mm-hmm. And I had the solid, the first one, the original, and I was bowling with my buddy Jackson. I call him Socks, and again, that's another story for another time, because it goes all the way back to when he was 14. That's how long I've known Socks.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was coaching him when he was a sophomore in high school. That tells you how long ago that was, because he's like 22, 23 years old now. I mean, he's beaten all of us in bowling. Like, he lives in Ohio. He moved up to Cincinnati, and he's just absolutely ripping things
just
up
crushing it out there.
Oh yeah, everybody in Bama knows about Socks. They know about D Jackson Styles. So if he ever hears this, he's gonna give me flack for calling him D Jackson Styles. But he was the one. Are you
doing it one-handed or two-handed? Because I thought you were switching over to one-handed. Sorry, there was my live stream guy. There was a comment. He's a two-handed bowler.
Yeah.
And he wants to switch to one-handed for a challenge. And now he's talking about a new bowling ball. So I'm like, are you drilling it one-handed or two?
Yeah. So he basically, I bowled, I think it was like a night in August, and I shot 825, which was my personal best at the time. And I made my little post about it and everything. When he come up with it, and I had this red shirt I was always wearing in the league, and it said average bowler. Because at the time on Facebook, there was a page, I can't remember for the life of me what it was, but they had a bunch of shirts, and I ended up buying just about all of them. Like, it went from average bowler to terrible bowler to bowling coach to roll the 2-pin, re-rate me. It was basically kind of sarcastic shirts, And I was always wearing the average bowler. And at the time, with that Damn Good Verge was, one of the popular DV8 balls. When I shot that, my buddy Socks commented on my post, and he said, well, that's just something a damn good average bowler would do. And instantly, I was like, the gears started going in my head, and I was like, I can do something with this. And I ended up thinking about it, and I was like, okay, instead of using Damn Good Verge, like the cuss word damn,
right.
I was like, let's take the N off and let's leave DAM. And I was like, Damn Good Average Bowler. and I was with an
The
old girlfriend
beavers.
at the time, and she was doodling one night while I was playing one of my video games, and I was like,
Mhm.
I need a mascot, and I said, I think I can think of only one. She says, well, what do you want me to draw? And I said, how about a beaver? Because a beaver dam, you know. When I said dam, I was like, beaver dam. And therefore she cooked up about 3 or 4 drawings, and I liked one of them, and I said, hey, let's go with this one, and this is what you see right now, and that hat you got. And
Oh my gosh, and I love that hat. And I wore it one time to league. And I have a friend, his name is Griffin. Shout out to Griffin, because he's moving soon and I'm gonna miss him very, very much. I call him my magical creature friend, because he just is a whole nother level of kid. He's awesome. And he loved it. So I reached out to you and I was like, this is when I was like, I need another hat. And
right.
You were like, make him subscribe. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So it's me and Griffin. I don't know if you have had anybody else from Utah. So if anybody from Utah has not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do. Don't leave me and Griffin out here hanging. Because what sucked me in about your page and like everything that you're about is that damn hot sauce challenge, dude. Like,
right.
I was like, I would never survive. I'm a big baby when it comes to hot sauce. Like, I love it. I love spicy food, but I'm a big baby. Like, I would cry. But that's what sucked me in. And I was like, I need to be friends with this guy. I need to figure out how we can start sending this my way. Like, let's bring the Damn Good Average Bowler brand this way, because I know at least at least I can count on all 10 fingers, not myself included, some 10 other people that would absolutely just go ballistic over the beaver alone, beaver alone.
Right.
So,
and like I said, when you saw, and another thing I'll tell you too, like, you can get them to visit damngoodaveragebowler.net, and they can see the whole catalog too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've got the Halloween version, and it was funny because when Halloween was just around the corner, and that wasn't even like, to my ex's credit, she did that. I said, maybe we should do a pirate, and she came up with it in like 3 minutes, and she was like, here, what do you think of this? And I was like, oh, that's great. And then I was like, well, Christmas is around the corner, and it was easy, just plug and play.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And that's why I said, I'm like, I love the beaver. I love that thing. He is adorable. And I'm like, I want the whole holiday collection.
Right. Well, like I said, anybody and everybody can go on damngoodaveragebowler.net and check it out. Like I said, I got an unusual way of doing it where I've got the form that you fill out, and I'll actually contact them directly, however, by email or by phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll get everything. I'll get all their info that way, because at least then they'll talk to a live person. Because I believe in talking to people live.
Oh, absolutely, I do
I don't
too.
like this automated stuff.
And that's kind of like, why I take the time to reply to all my comments and everything, like on TikTok and everything like that, is because I believe in connections. I believe in networking. I believe in all of that stuff. Like, I have made so many connections and so many new friends from across the country that I would not have even known about. Like, you guys would not have existed in my little realm, in my little world here in Utah, had it not been for TikTok. And so I am so appreciative of every single one of my followers and every single one of my friends that I've developed, friendships that I've developed since starting. I have 2 profiles now. My first one, I have about 2,100 followers on there. I don't live stream on that one anymore because unfortunately we had an incident where I got banned. But I was able to quickly set up a second account, from October to Christmas is how long it took for me to hit that 1,000 mark again, and I appreciate every single person who jumped over, who follow me on both platforms. But I like knowing that I am personally reaching out to these people, and I'm personally, talking to each and every single one of them. I hope that, when I do that, You guys feel, a little special. I'm me. The goofy ass personality you see online is what you get in real life. Like I am such a people person. I love talking to everybody, and I can't shut up to save my life.
Well, no, listen, that's the thing. I was telling you earlier when we were going through like audio checks and stuff, like being a secretary, you're going to cultivate a lot of relationships.
Yeah.
And, and again, I really think deep down that the bowling community is a lot like close knit, even if, Alabama to Utah is such a great distance, like the bowling community in general is just, it is a lot more close knit than. So.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that's how I started building my following. Like, cause shout out to my girl, Sarah, shout out to my bestie. I love her. So Sarah Bowles, her and Natalie, and I'm going to butcher her I'm pretty sure it's her last name. I will, it's Bowling Grolls, I think, Grollis. If you don't follow her,
yes.
Natalie is adorable, 21-year-old bowler from Germany. Her and her dad are such great ambassadors for the sport.
Right.
And we all love Sarah. We all love Megan. We all love, our girl Aria, our little mini me. I started following them. Like I'm gonna get emotional.
Oh. Hey, so our buddy Matt here, he says, and he gets relationships because he's generally a good dude. Well, yeah. I truly appreciate that. I mean, it's like I told you earlier, I don't know anything else but this. There might be one thing I might know about. It's this.
Yeah.
But so tell us a little bit about, so you took over this league and it's cultivated to its full capacity at 16.
Yep. 16 teams. It's non-sanctioned. I'm hoping that because like I said earlier, it's a league that's kind of had a little bit of trust issues in the past and things like that. But I'm hoping that if it runs smoother this year, and we have, good feedback or whatnot, I'm hoping that I can push it a little bit and maybe make it sanctioned next year. Because I will contribute a huge jump in my game to last summer.
Right.
I was asked to join a scratch trios team. And I ended the fall season with a 163, I think, average. For the fall season when I came back. So I started at a 155. I increased to a 163. All the leagues that I like, and I was subbing on 6 different leagues when I came back because that's how much practice that I wanted to get. I was like, I need so much practice and subbing, free bowling. I'm down for it.
The best practice is free bowling. I was about to say that.
Absolutely. So I subbed on 6 different leagues. All the leagues, obviously, were our handicap leagues, things like that. So I felt the push, but at the same time, it was like, well, you have it. If you have a bad day, you have a bad day, right? Like you have your handicap, it's there. Like, but
handicap's a necessary evil.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. But I was asked to join a scratch trios team, and that pushed me hard. So any new bowlers, if you are wanting a push, join a scratch league. I swear, you are going to get frustrated and you are going to hate life. But it's going to teach you how to push mentally and how to not rely on handicap. Like if you have a handicap league, right, you're already like, I'm a 195 average scratch, right? But I'll get 15 pins of handicap. Let's say that's my goal, by the way, is I'm shooting for a 195 average. over the summer.
Okay.
I'd like to be, you know, comfortable right there. Like, I feel like that's a decent spot for me to be in right now. And then obviously I'm going to push even more so. But in my way of thinking, I'm like, I'd like to be able to have some
Right.
and make it work for me, but not have
Right.
to rely on it.
Right.
That's where I comfortably want to sit, is like have it work for me a little bit, but not be like, oh, well, I shoot a 120, but with my 57 pins of handicap, you know, 177, I'm okay. Right. Like, I'm cool with that. No, I like that push. And I'm excited for my summer league because, which will start on the 6th of May, my Scratch Trio Summer League. I'm starting that up again. I was asked to join the same team again this year. So I'm excited because some of my local idols bowl on that league.
Okay.
And so like I have they're not watching, but we follow each other on TikTok. So I have a couple of buddies who have been watching, who have, you know, jumped in on the lives. I'm helping one of them kind of get their feet wet in posting posting some TikTok videos, trying to get them a little bit. Let's kind of, you know, feed your hunger a little bit there.
Right.
I love watching them. They are some of my favorite bowlers, and I'm in awe of them. Like, they're younger guys. Like my buddy Craig Briggs. He's 24. He just got, shout out. I don't know if you're going to be mad at me for saying this, but it's out now, so sorry. He got signed with Storm.
Okay.
And incredible. Smoothest lay down I've ever seen. Quietest. You can't even hear the ball touch the lane. Like, it is just mwah, like mwah. I want to be like him. I'm 10 years older than him, but I want to be like him. And I am so excited for this summer league because I get to sit and I get to watch, because I learn a lot by watching too. I watch how they think through things, and kind of try to adapt it to like my style of bowling and stuff like that. So I'm way excited.
Yeah. I don't think you've expressed your excitement enough, Britt.
Oh no, are we confused about my emotions? I was trying my best to show them.
No,
sorry. I've been kind of, you know, blank face.
All right, so here's another question. So, well, I kind of was going to get to it, and then you went into a story mode, and I didn't want to interrupt you.
I mean, I'm not even following the script anymore, buddy. I told you.
No, it's not. No, I told you. No, this is all part of it. It's fine. So with your TikTok presence, like, if somebody's trying to build their TikTok page, and that's hoping that come September we're not going to have some stupid ban or whatever, and whatever the case may be. What do you recommend to people trying to? I mean, like, what do you recommend to people to build their TikTok pages? And the second question of that is, how many posts do you normally make a day on TikTok?
Oh, okay.
That was a mouthful. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're totally good. So I know for me personally, I like to post things that I like to watch.
Okay.
So that's why on my page, it's not just bowling, right? You get your funny little lip syncing videos, you get your transition videos, you get your bowling videos. Like, I mean, I like those types of things.
Right.
And so I enjoy it, watching it. And honestly, the transitions are not easy. Like, shout out to anybody who can like flawlessly do those, because your girl takes like 20 takes to make even one halfway decent. And so like I that's what I do. And so when like I said, when I started really wanting to make more of a presence known on TikTok, I watched Sarah, I watched Natalie. I would screenshot most of their like more popular videos to see kind of like what hashtags they were using, things like that, and try to, like I said, adapt it to myself. So like on some of these bowling ones, you have like Victor Cortez and Sarah and stuff who are like sponsored, right? Bowlify, Deviate, things like that. There are some obviously hashtags that are not appropriate for me to use. Like my Bowlify jerseys, I can use those ones, but like it's not appropriate for me to put Bowlify staffer because I'm not a staffer. It's misleading. Right. Even though it may be a popular hashtag, it's not representative of who I am. But honestly, like I've been talking to some of these guys who have more of an online presence. So like David Painter and who's a collegiate bowler. I'm not sure if you follow him or not or whatever. He's a two-handed kid. He's funny. He is funny. So if you don't follow him, make sure you go out and follow him too. I was talking to him and he actually gave me some really good advice. He's like, at least 3 videos a day, if you can, between actual videos and actual and your story posts. At least 3 videos if you can, because it's like 1 out of every 8 videos get pushed to the For You page. So hi Adam. So definitely the more consistent you can post. So like every day if you can, if not like every other day, every 2 days to start, because the more stuff you put out there, like I said, the more it gets pushed to the FYP. I'm actually surprised now how many older videos of mine are getting noticed or getting likes now. Because of me more consistently posting. So TikTok is pushing more videos out there. It's just, so if you're waiting to get, noticed, now's the time to do it. Now is the time to put yourself out there, and don't be afraid to post the mistakes.
Yes, I agree.
Do not be afraid to post the bad stuff. Like, you're gonna miss your mark. You're gonna throw a big 4. You're gonna flag a 10 pin. You're gonna miss it. You're gonna throw it in the gutter. It doesn't matter. Like, I had a conversation. See, and he's watching now. I was gonna call you out on this too, buddy. Mike Ramirez, atypical bowler.
Yep.
Okay. I had a conversation with him about this, and he's gonna get so mad at me, and I'm sorry. But I was like, I love watching his strikes. His strikes are clean, and I like how he labels everyone. I'm like, I wouldn't label that decent. I would say that was spectacular if it was my opinion. But I was like, you need to show that you're human. Show it. I know for a fact you're not out there bowling 300s every single time you bowl. I want to see you screw up. It'll make me feel better about myself. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, you did the same thing on that one video I posted.
Absolutely. And I've got people that I got people, like the Flamingo Bowling Bros. Like I called them out flagging their 10 pins too. I'm like, thank you for showing that, you're human. You have those shiny moments. You miss your mark. You drop the ball. You throw it in the gutter. Like, it's the part of the sport. Like, it happens. I love it. Like, my favorite is when Daria posts her stuff that she throws mistakes. Like, I'm like, pro bowlers are out here posting that they are not superhuman, that they are making mistakes. Like,
Hey, my buddy Lawyer says he follows you on TikTok as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's his actual name, Lawyer. I'm not making that up.
I like it. Were your parents like trying to tell you something? Did they have aspirations for you, buddy? Like, are you a plumber now? Like, I need to know. Is Lawyer a plumber? Is Lawyer a truck driver? Like,
last time I checked, he's a truck driver. He'll hear me say that and he'll correct me if I'm wrong. So,
right.
But no. So no, it's like one of the things I want to elaborate on. We're getting close to our projected end time here.
Absolutely.
But it's like you said, like you cultivate those relationships. And another thing I've noticed being in the shop, I've been working in the pro shop for 17 years at Bowling World.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I noticed the most is I like cultivating new leagues. Mm-hmm. Like I like cultivating those recreational bowlers that walk in and they just don't think they're worth, the time of day to join a league. And those are the best people I like talking to because you can cultivate them. And another thing about it is too, there's this Thursday night league I joined. It's called Chasing 300. And the concept behind it is if you roll a 300 game, your team gets 5 bonus points. Well, that last TikTok video you saw of me when I shot 300 with that effect, we got 5 points. And every single one of those bowlers, like, they were like excited. You go, anybody that hasn't watched it, you go back and watch that video. Mm-hmm. Like my teammate was recording me and she was like, she panned away from the video. She pans away from the video because she was like, I don't want to psych him out. And I told her later, I said, look, you come up there all you want. It doesn't bother me. It's because if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. If it don't happen, it ain't going to happen. And, that's like I had come up with an idea, like you just said, like post your bad shots. Well, there's a couple of them, like my buddies, when I record them on their 12th shot, if they shoot 298 or less, I could call that segment, hey, that's a loser. And I was on the end of one of those.
I was like, you called yourself out. I mean,
yeah. And I mean, again, it's like you said, like I think organic means a lot. And I definitely think, like you just said, the humanity side of it is like, look, everybody knows it's something you're not going to shoot 900. It's not, I'm not saying it's
not doable,
but you're not going to do it.
In all realistic reality, it's not an everyday occurrence. And I personally like watching it all. It sucks to struggle. We all hate those nights that we struggle like nobody's business.
Like I did last night.
Me too. I started out with a 190, which is 3 pins above my average on my Monday night league. I was like, ooh, solid. Like we feeling good. We okay. And then I shot a 148. Let's talk about that for a second, right? Like I couldn't, it did not matter. I moved, I adjusted, I did all the things right. I hit pocket and I got nada. Like it happens. Okay. Yeah. You go outside, you take a walk, you yell at yourself a little bit. I came back, I shot 212.
Yeah.
Like, okay, solid 550 series. Like, I mean, I missed average by 4 pins, but the struggle and the mental battle, right? I like watching that personally. I like watching people who I know are great bowlers who are like, what is wrong? What am I doing? I like watching them figure it out. And then all of a sudden they come back with a gusto and a vengeance and they're like, shoot the sheet. You know what I mean? Like, I like that part of it. I like seeing that. That is, to me, that is what makes bowling exciting. And like,
test your mental resolve too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And I just, there are people who can give it up. See, he did this. Mike did this. 224, 135, 295.
And I think we've all been there too.
I mean, sometimes you just lose it for a game and then.
Yeah. And then it just comes right back to you.
And then you're like, okay, we're not going to talk about it. Like, somebody else took over.
And it's like I was telling you this morning, I think last night when we bowled our final night of league, I shot the best 618 I've ever shot.
Yeah.
Here's another one for you too. Your buddy there said he shot 295. You said his name's Mike?
Yep, his name is Mike Ramirez. He is from Are you in Las Vegas or are you in St. George? Because we've talked about both.
Right.
I think he's in Vegas or Mesquite area. And so Mesquite, nailed it on the third try. Third time's the charm.
Well, Mike, appreciate you listening to us talk today.
So,
brother.
you know, like so what were you gonna say about his 2 night? Yeah, he split in the 10th.
Yeah.
Like last ball of the 10th.
So my teammate on Wednesday night, I watched him go 295 for 799. It's just like, what do you do?
That's like a double gut punch in the face. Like, I mean, that's a gut punch and a face punch because you're like, not only did I miss my 300, but then I missed 8 by 1.
Yeah. I got another one for you that's even worse. Buddy of mine, who's the general manager of the bowling center I'm at Penn Palace West. His parents used to own a bowling alley back in the early mid 2000s before they sold it. And he was bowling league one Friday night. First 23, Stone's a 10 pin, so he's at 599 after 2. He doesn't shoot 8. He shot a $180.
Yeah. Oh, my heart. Yeah. My heart.
But to his credit, though, that was him doing all that while playing mechanic and bowling league at the same time. Because it was a little sub-lane house.
Oh, then hands, then applause, round of applause, because that is hard.
Yeah.
That is hard. I have a couple of buddies who are bowling alley mechanics who have bowled league in their own house and have had to work at the same time.
I just saw Mike's comment. Yeah, he's absolutely right.
Not fun.
No.
Not fun.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Here's how we're going to wind this down here, okay? Because, like I said, I know you got to get ready for your league and everything. And
I got to go do secretary duties.
So, all right. So, how many weeks have y'all been in this league? Like 1, 2?
So this is week number 2.
2. Okay. So you've only been.
This is second week.
All right. How's the transition to being a league officer?
I'd rather not be one. I mean, honestly, like there are days that I'm like, I just want to show up and bowl and not have to, have to be responsible, you know. But honestly, like I'm like I said at the beginning, I'm so excited to learn a new thing.
Right.
I want to learn it all. I want to learn everything that I possibly can about the bowling world itself. Like I want to be able to build a league concept from the ground up like you know, and I want to be able to like understand more about the balls themselves and being able to like do like the pro shop type things. Like, I mean, I have goals and aspirations. They just are not, they're baby goals and aspirations. Like they're slowly building on top of each other. Like I'm not taking advantage of any of the small accomplishments that I'm making right now.
Right.
Because I know that the more small accomplishments I have, the bigger ones are coming down the road. And so I'm just soaking everything up as of right now and just learning everything and anything that I possibly can.
Be a sponge, girl. You will soak it up like a sponge. I guess I started doing this, you know, again, I've worked in the bowling center. I'm in the pro shop currently right now, and I'm also running 2 or 3 leagues. I'll actually be I'm still president of our Monday league, and I'll be secretary in 3 leagues in the summer, 1 on Sunday night and 2 on Wednesday night.
Oh, Hannah.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, you do keep doing what you're doing, and hope everybody out here had fun today.
Yes, thank you so much for joining, everybody. Yes, awesome. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see who you get to join on your next one.
We probably got another episode worth of bringing you back on here for a part 2.
Oh
no! Yeah, this might be the regular thing. So. But
I will totally make a guest appearance whenever you want me to, buddy. But don't make me regular on this sitcom. I don't want to have to perform that much.
Oh, you perform. It comes natural for you, Brett. Don't speak
Well,
so
I
lowly of
appreciate
yourself. And
that.
I know everybody else out there on your TikTok will say the same thing. Well, no, but in
Well,
all in all aspects, for real, like seriously, I appreciate you coming on here. And like I said,
absolutely.
everybody
Thank
that
you
joined
so
us,
much.
TikTok, YouTube, Facebook.
Yes,
Again,
everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I had so much fun.
yeah.
Seriously, go follow the Damn Good Average Bowler. And I want to start seeing other people's versions of the hot sauce challenge. Like, I want to see what other people come up with. Like, I know the Flamingo Boys do the towel whipping thing if you miss 10 pins.
Yeah.
I want to see other people's challenges. I want to see if, there's something else out there that gets me just as much as the hot sauce challenge. It's the best.
So just to let you know, and I'll go ahead and let everybody know out here right now, my podcast counterpart, Dustin Caps, he's the one. If you go back and watch our podcast, he's the one in the middle. He's the one in the suit. And then it's me and Curtis on the opposite sides of him. So him and his teammate from Sunday Night Greg, we're actually getting ready to work on bringing back season 2 of the Hot Sauce Challenge, and they're going to be the next 2 up. So you heard it here first on Calling All Bowlers. We're going to be bringing back season 2 of the Hot Sauce Challenge. So stay tuned for that.
Yes, I love it.
Like I said, everybody on your TikTok, y'all come over and give me a follow if you hadn't already.
Yes, because we want you to live stream this. So I
want to.
He is 334, is what we said?
We're getting 334
followers away.
I got a buddy of mine, George, on Facebook. He was like, "Oh boy!" I was like, asking him, "Does he want in on the challenge?"
Come on. So we want him to be able to live stream. So if you're not following him already, follow him. Hi, Dylan. Hi. Follow him.
And you're streaming tonight, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, we're going to have you back for another one. That's a given already. I can tell you that right now. So I appreciate you coming on here.
I am looking forward to it.
All right. Well, you have fun at League tonight, and everybody else out there watching.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Y'all have a good evening.
Yeah. Bye, you guys.
See y'all.